everyone, my name is Jenny and I'm currently doing the HCG diet. Today is day number 19. I didn't do a video yesterday, so I'll give you updates for day 18 and 19. So yesterday was 18 and I was worried about the late night hunk of bread that I ate the night before affecting the next day. And maybe it did, maybe it didn't. My goal was to lose 0.2 pounds to even out the +1 the day before, and I lost 0.3. So I was actually happy with it because I thought, didn't do so great in terms of the hunk of bread. But I ate really well that day. I had just my chicken taco toasted with lettuce and a little dabbling of corn in there too, and a little dabble of mozzarella cheese, both basically for flavor, but it was mostly just chicken cooked in a salsa mix, but not much. It's mostly chicken that really just made it moist and gave it a little bit of flavor in the tortilla. So it was like definitely under 500 calories for the day. And then yesterday, so that was my eating for 2 days ago. Yesterday I had that taco and I did well all day and was looking into, due to circumstances, I have these Marriott vouchers for 5 nights at a resort or a category. I don't know, they're each worth like 500 points. Anyway, it doesn't matter to you, but I can use them for like a really nice Marriott hotel. But where can you travel to? Like, we wanted to go someplace unique, and I was talking about it with my husband yesterday. I'm like, let's go to, like, we've been to Key West. I'm trying to think of places in the United States. One, because 3 of us don't have passports, and these things may expire by December 1st. They say they expire December 1st. So I called to see if I could get them extended. At the time, I didn't know. I still don't know. But I thought, we're going to, and my husband said, we have to do something this summer. It's just the way it is. Like, my kids are back in school and we're going to have to do something this summer. So I was trying to figure out where to go, and it was hard to find places that are still available because that's in the next month or two to try to book something. Next 2 to 3 months, I guess, actually, is when I was looking, and everything is booked. Anyway, so I was a little stressed about that, but I was like keeping everything under control because I thought, if I'm going to go to a really warm weather area, there's nothing I hate more than being really hot and sweaty and overweight at the same time. It's just like feeling sweat in the rolls and rolling down your skin and in the cracks and crevices of your body is the worst. And not that I ever don't have those, but when I have more of them, it's just more uncomfortable. So, and I just move slower and all that because you have more weight that you're carrying around. Okay, so all of a sudden I got majorly inspired, and then I called Marriott and they said that they would put in a ticket to request, but she didn't guarantee that they could extend it. And I haven't heard from anybody that they've been able to get them extended. But she said that I would find out in 3 to 4 days. So all of a sudden then I thought, oh, maybe I don't have to. So I broke down last night and my husband made this amazing chicken. I don't know what brand it was, where he got it from. I know he got it from Costco, but I don't know what company made it. But they were breaded chicken breasts that he cooked in the oven, and they had the crunchiest coating on the outside. Wasn't really heavy or thick, but still, he cooked them so it was like a really crunchy coating, and was really moist inside. Now, I wouldn't have made them myself or bought them, but not everybody's on the same diet I am. And I walked by and I saw 2 more plates. He made a whole bag of them, I guess, because I saw 2 plates that had 3 pieces left on each one, and and they were covered up, ready to go into the refrigerator. And I just said, and he also bought Smart Pop, and he's like, "Oh, I know you and the kids like Smart Pop. It was on sale." I'm like, "Oh, maybe I'll treat myself and I'll get a handful of Smart Pop." And then I'm like, "But then protein is really better than just pure carbs. You're supposed to always have protein with any carb you have." So I ate a piece of the chicken. I have to go back and see how many calories each piece of those chickens were on that thing, but yeah, that was a fail. So I was very nervous about today. However, I also did have a bowel movement, and it had been a while. Well, it had only been a couple days, but the last couple times I've had them, they've been so small, like insignificant almost. And I'm like, really, this is it? um, so it was a normal one. So I think it kind of balanced it out a little bit. And the scale today said minus zero point 0.7, so I was happy with the minus zero point 0.7. So here we are, I'm on day 19, and I've lost 13.2 pounds. I usually don't end on day 21, I try to do 30 days. And given the fact that I need to kind of jumpstart with summer coming, the upside is I've gone 19 days and lost 13.2 pounds. That's amazing and that's great and that's fantastic. The downside is when I look at my weight, I am still at a weight I almost never, ever, ever, only like maybe two, maybe three times in my life have I seen this number and not been pregnant. Like, I'm still at a weight of like, oh, I can't believe I let myself get that big. That's where I am after losing 13.2 pounds on HCG, which is after losing about 7 pounds prior to it, but it took me like 2.5 months to lose the 7 pounds. So I did HCG, and now I'm getting a whole bunch lost. So I lost about 7 pounds plus another 13.2, and I am still, I mean, I really let myself go. I really let myself go. So I'm paying the price, and I get a little depressed by looking at that. But what inspired me a little bit is I have a goal weight because of the healthy weight challenge that I'm doing, where I said that I would lose 35 pounds in 10 months. And I'm betting money on it, and every month I pay into that, and if I don't lose it, I don't get it. So I made myself a chart where I lose a lot at the beginning and then it starts to even out. And right now, because this all started in December, so really this has already been January, February, March, and April. We're 4 months into it. So now we're at the point that the amount I need to lose each day is less, and it's only to keep up with those numbers. I only have to lose zero point 0.1 every day, as opposed to I was losing more at the beginning because I thought, well, it's the beginning of my diet. So my numbers were so far off as to where I projected myself being on the 10-month weight loss journey and where I really was. But now I'm within 4 pounds of catching up to where I thought my whole weight loss journey would be. And because I'm spreading out the weight loss more at the end, it makes me very happy to know that if I can catch up, when I catch up to that number of where I think I should be and start to surpass it, then I'm going to start really feeling good about myself, because I thought that number would also make me feel okay during the summer, especially compared to where I was. But I can tell you right now that I tried to put on, I have like bathing suit trunks, tried to put on the other day. They don't fit. I still cannot get my shorts on. So I am not ready for summer yet. And yet, summer's around the corner. 80-degree weather is in the forecast for the next 5 days. So I need to figure out a way to not just wear capri pants all summer long or legging capris all summer long and actually be able to fit into my shorts again. All right, there was a time that I lost a lot of weight on HCG the first time, and my shorts that I wear in the summer were so big they wouldn't stay up. They were like a zipper hook kind of front, and I couldn't wear them at all. And I was so excited, like I lost so much weight. It was so great. Now I can't even get them on. So this shows you the how much I could weigh and how much I do weigh. All right. Um, so I have to say I'm happy with the weight loss, and I'm also happy with the weight loss in lieu of things going on with hormones. And I don't know what's going on with my hormones, but all right, this is stuff that men can turn out for, because we're going to talk about menstruation and you don't care and it doesn't apply to you. But I will tell you that this entire time I've been on HCG, I have been menstruating. Yeah. So all right, I'm in my 50s now, so this is obviously like premenopausal, beginning of menopause, maybe even considering menopause. A lot of times they say in your early 50s, you're not really in menopause yet, you're still premenopausal, but your body does all kinds of crazy things as it's adjusting to starting to get ready to go through the change of life. And I have had for the past 2 years very irregular periods. I could go 2 months without having one. I could have, and it could last 8 days. It could last, and the longest I think it's lasted in the past has been like 22 days, maybe even more. It was in the 20s. I am now going on, I don't know, day, well, I had it for 12 days, stopped, and thought, whew, maybe I'll skip a month. 6 days later, I started up again. And since then, I would say it's been a solid month, probably. I'd have to go back and look at the exact date. I wrote it in my phone just to have it in case I eventually have to go back to the gynecologist. But I know it's all part of just my body working through whatever it's working through. But here's the thing, so that all started pre HCG. But of course, I can't wait until um, it ends. Most people, you're supposed to wait until the end of menstruation before you begin this diet. But, in some cases, you're not able to do that. So this whole time I've been menstruating, but let me read what it says in the protocol about menstruation, and then I'll talk just a few minutes longer. And it's very short. It says, during menstruation, no doses are given, but the diet is continued and causes no hardship. Yet, as soon as the menstruation is over, the patient becomes extremely hungry unless the doses are resumed at once. It is very impressive to see the suffering of a woman who has continued her diet for a day or two beyond the end of the period without coming for her dose, and then to hear that the next day all that hunger ceased within a few hours after the dose, and to see her once again content, florid, and cheerful. While on the question of menstruation, it must be added that in teenage girls the period may in some rare cases be delayed and exceptionally stop altogether. If then later this is artificially induced with some weight, if then later this is artificially induced, some weight may be regained. Okay, so that's what it says. And it always says wait until the end of menstruation and then begin your period, because when you're on the period, if you're doing the injections, you're supposed to stop during your heavy flow days. All right, so that's usually about 3 days in the middle of the period that people wouldn't be taking the injection, and then they'll start again. Now here it says until the menstruation is over. Somewhere else, I couldn't really find it. I found one other thing in menstruation. I couldn't find it, but I swear, unless it's just from all the other people who've been on the vlogs talking about it, during your just the heavy days, not the lighter days. You'll still be hungry if you don't take the HCG during your lighter days. So it's really just the heavy days, not like the complete period, the whole 6 or 7 days that you're dealing with the light onset, the heavy flow, and then the slow decrease of it. So I'm feeling like, for me personally, this may have had something to do with when I felt like I was taking too much of the dosing. When I was doing it 3 times a day, at the beginning it was fine, and then all of a sudden I started feeling weird, and I started kind of getting headaches and all that, and that has gone away. I did reduce it all the way right away just to see if that's what it was. I went down to 1 dose a day of the drops. Again, the drops you take 3 times a day. So I was just taking them in the morning. And then that was good for about 2 days. And then I found myself starting to be hungry later. So what I've done in the past couple of days, I would say the past 2 days, I have had it in the morning, the dose, and then I would have it in the afternoon as well. And then I would eat later on, and that seems to be working fine for me. Now, the chicken breast was just, it wasn't like I was really hungry. I just saw it and was in a really good mood because I'm thinking about planning a vacation, going somewhere. Can't even go to Hawaii. We're looking at resorts in Hawaii. I'm like, if we can just get to Hawaii, we get 5 nights in a beautiful Marriott resort for free with these points that I have. But Hawaii has a whole quarantine thing going on right now, so that's out of the question. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. You don't need to hear. I mean, really, first world problems, right? I don't know where to go on vacation with my free points. I just don't want to go to loss because, like, I am a penny pinching saver kind of person. So I'm going to use them somewhere. I just hate to use it on a resort that takes 10,000 points when each one of these nights is worth up to 50,000 points, if you make sense. You just want to feel like you're getting the most for your bang for your buck, but not that I bought the points. But anyway, you can tell this has been on my brain and on my mind. So today, back on track again, back on track. I do better on weekdays, and today's a Sunday, so we'll see how that goes. I did really good on Friday. Friday, my brain a lot of times functions like a weekend, so it's usually like Friday, Saturday, Sunday are the roughest days for me. I had a really good day on Friday. Yesterday I had the chicken breast. later on. Um, and again, I probably did stay close to 500 calories. Maybe we hit 600 with the tortilla at most. But like I still kept it within about the 500 calories. It's just the breading, even though it was a light coating, the breading on the chicken was not protocol and I shouldn't have had it. And I wasn't really hungry. I just saw it and my mouth wanted it because that's the majority of the times that I eat in my life anyway. Not when I'm hungry, when my mouth wants it, and my mouth wants it all the time. Constantly want to eat. Okay, I'm trying to keep my voice down as people are sleeping, and if they're up, the boys don't care to hear about menstruation. So, that's all I have for today. I don't know what the topic's going to be tomorrow. I wanted to make sure to get menstruation in just because it was so applicable to me. Still going, and I shouldn't say still going strong. I don't know how many days. I mean, the entire time I've been on this protocol has been 19 days, and menstruation began before that. I'd have to go back and see exactly when. Um, but I feel like it's starting to taper off, and we're getting to the end, which is exciting. Hopefully, I can go a couple months without one. That would be great, wouldn't it? All right. Men don't appreciate what us women go through, honestly. Honestly. And without complaint, really. This is the first time I've even mentioned it to anyone. Obviously, my husband's aware, but other than that, we just plug along. Just keep going away and go, part of life. It is what it is. Men would die if they had to deal with what we had to deal with, honestly. All right, that's all I have. I'm looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow, and it'll be a surprise what we talk about. Not quite sure. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.